Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Spears with another MCAT Monday here. And I know a lot is taking place in the world with the coronavirus and everything like that. But as a pre med student, you still need to be prepared and get ready for things that you need to do to make sure that you're on the right way to getting into medical school. And one of the biggest things with that is regards to the MCAT. So you want to make sure that you're still studying, you're still hitting the books and doing everything possible to make sure that you're well prepared and ready to take the MCAT. Because as one of my mentors said when I was undergrad student, the MCAT's a test you want to take once and only once. So you want to only sit for it when you're most prepared to do well on it. And so the coronavirus, there's a lot taking place. There's a lot of uncertainty, and we just say it's like a very fluid process. What's going to happen? What could potentially change? But the AAMC, they actually put out some guidance and they put out some notification that if you were scheduled to take the MCAT on either March 27th or either April the 4th, those test dates have actually been canceled. So you need to go ahead and reschedule your MCAT for later test dates. So if that's you, make sure you do that. In the process of rescheduling your test, you're going to see on your receipt that you're going to get charged a rescheduling fee. However, that fee is actually going to be waived. It's just how the processing works on that they're going to charge you that fee. But within 2 weeks or so, you should see that reflected on your bank credit card statement that reprocessing, rescheduling fee has actually been reimbursed to you. So I want you to just be aware of that. And so there's a lot of questions out about like what's actually going to happen with students who are getting ready to apply for this upcoming cycle. Are we still going to follow the same timeline? Are things going to change? And we just do not know what's going to happen. The AAMC, the people who do like all the medical school stuff, their medical school, like your application for that, they're going to be in touch with their individual medical schools, trying to get some feedback on what the individual institutions want to do, what they feel they're going to be their guidelines for that. And then based on the consensus and all the data and recommendations that they get back, then the AAMC, AMCAS, they can go forward and put forth some guidelines on what everyone can expect in regards to applying for this application cycle when we have the coronavirus out there and it's just putting everything like out of sort. We really don't have a lot of structure or certainty what's going to happen. But what I want to tell you and encourage you as a pre-med student, now is not the time to get lazy or complacent because people are still going to apply to medical school. We just know that's going to happen. And you got to even think about it from a different perspective. Okay, medical field's going to be in the news. People are going to lose loved ones. There's going to be a lot of doctors talking. And what does that mean? And there's going to be people out of jobs and out of work, and it's not going to come back. So what does that mean? There's going to be a lot of people thinking, oh, you know what? I hear a lot about doctors. I hear a lot about the great work they're doing. I maybe lost a loved one, and now I want to go into the medical field. I want to make a difference. I want to make sure I always have a job. I want to have stability and all of that stuff. So that means you're probably going to have a lot more people applying to medical school down the road. And so that means the stakes are going to only get higher. It's going to get even more competitive. And so you want to make sure you have really, really strong stats and preparation for that. So if you can get things taken care of now, I think it's really advantageous for you to do so. And if you're one of those people, you're not in school right now or you're doing school from home, really try to put yourself on a schedule, what you need to do so that you just don't waste a lot of time with this online learning or just feeling you have all this time in the world watching Netflix, catching up on all these TV shows. You don't want to do that. You want to still be going really hard at your academics. I know a lot of the medical students who are in third and fourth year who actually were told that they don't need to report to the hospital. They are making a lot of headway. They're hitting the books, trying to keep a really tight schedule where they're doing a lot of work and getting it done because some of them need to prepare for their board exams that they need to take or their shelf exams depending on what rotation they're on. So they're making headway. And you as a pre-med student, you need to be doing the same. You need to say, okay, I'm going to allocate X amount of hours to my regular college schoolwork. I'm going to allocate Y hours to MCAT prep, and then a set of hours for everything else that you want to get done, and just really stick to that schedule, because you don't want it to be a scenario where you kind of wasted time, thought, oh, you know what, everything's up in the air, I'm not sure what's going to happen, so I'm really not going to be too concerned about getting ready for the MCAT or applying to medical school right now, because we just don't know. And then you find out, oh, the AAMC and AMCAS put out these guidelines, and you're like, oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting them to move like that. Now I'm behind the ball, and you're playing catch up, and you just don't want to be in that type of situation. So go ahead and do everything possible to really make sure that you were on the front line and you're ahead of things, because it's going to feel really good to get that MCAT out of the way, because that's probably the biggest thing looming overhead right now is that MCAT. But if you can get that out the way and have that score back before you actually apply, that's going to make a huge difference in what you can do, and also even the types of schools that you can apply to. And I'll tell you this, a lot of medical schools, they're not even going to look at your application until you have an MCAT score report on your application, because that's going to be like the MCAT. I'll just tell you, the MCAT's the number one factor that goes to the medical school admissions decision. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, but that's what it comes down to. And so they want to have that number, because they can automatically place you and rank you against everybody else who's applying, but they're not going to waste their time to look at your application and say, okay, well, we got to, this Johnny looks good here. Susie has this awesome personal statement. Look at these letters of recommendation that Daniel got. No, they're not going to do that, because that's going to be twice the work for them. So they're going to just wait, hold off on your application until they get that score in. And you have to remember, when you take the MCAT, it takes about 35 days to get your score report back in. And then with the coronavirus, I don't know exactly how they do the grading and stuff like that, but I've heard reports that there could be some delays in processing various parts of the application, and even maybe with your MCAT score report, just because of what needs to be done with that process. So that 35 days could actually be extended. I'm not sure about that, but it's just something that you want to take into consideration in this time period that you have. So what I highly, strongly encourage and recommend that you do is take care of the things that you need to take care of. You already know what's required of you to apply to medical school, so start working on it now. You don't want to procrastinate and wait till the last minute, because I'll tell you what, there's a whole lot of writing that you're going to be doing after you submit your MCAT. It's like a whole new world, like all academics. Put that aside. You're going to be writing personal statement. You're going to be writing about your extracurricular activities, your most meaningful activities, all of that stuff. And then you're going to do your secondaries. And so you're going to be doing a lot of writing. So if you can get ahead on getting some of the stuff out the way, then definitely go ahead and do that. But again, I just want to reiterate to you that if you're taking the MCAT, or you're scheduled for the MCAT on either March 27th or April the 4th, those test dates have been canceled, and you need to go ahead and reschedule your MCAT for another time. And when you go ahead and do reschedule, just be aware that you're going to get a rescheduling fee, but that's going to be waived, and you're going to see that that fee is going to be added back to your account in about 2 weeks time period. You should see that reflected in your bank account or credit card statement. So just be aware of that. And I want you to try to get a test date before June, if at all possible. I think that's going to be hard to do, because everybody's going to be trying for that right now. Or if you can get late April, early May, that's going to be great, because you get your score just in time before everything opens up, and you can really then target what medical schools you want to apply to based on how well you did on the MCAT. And so I just want to put that out there. If you guys have questions, reach out to me. Dr. Spears, I'm here for you. I want to make sure you guys are successful in this process of getting into medical school. I have a lot of resources available for you that you can find at drpremed.com, all parts of applying, personal statement help, MCAT Mastery Companion course that students are getting a lot of success out of. And then even I have some medical school application packages that are available. If you want somebody who's been there, done that, successfully gotten other students in a medical school, I can work with you throughout the entire application process. process for medical school, so you're not going in this blind or just kind of trying to find things online or just asking a random person or like somebody who you know is in medical school or a family member who's a doctor. You want somebody who does this all the time every year and knows like the common trends and everything that you need to be on the lookout for, pitfalls to avoid. So just keep that in mind. You have questions, go to drpremed.com. That's the website. And again, this is Dr. Spears. So look forward to you guys doing everything that you need to do to be successful in this process and making sure that you become the must-submit applicant that medical schools want. So study wisely and make sure the MCAT's a test that you take once and only once. So only sit for it where you're most prepared to excel and do well on it.